I'm the wrecking ball, tearing up the scene. Got my YouTube channel, grab a drink and paint. Unleashing art like a beast untamed.
Hey guys, welcome to Have a Drink and Paint. Today we are going to be doing another Steven Seagal True Justice episode. This is Season 1, Episode 6. So, before we get started, my son sent me a Father's Day gift, my oldest son. It is Old Emperor. So you open this nifty little bag up, and it's a horn glass, which is pretty freaking awesome. It would be cool if I could like blow in it, make the noise, and drink, but I am happy to drink out of this. Thank you, son. I appreciate it. This will definitely be in a lot of our videos, so get used to seeing it. So, I guess I've got to make a drink in this. We're using some Barton Extra Dry Gin, purchased at Santa Fe Liquor. We're just gonna, we do proportions well around here. Santa Fe Liquor on Santa Fe and 12th Street in Moore, Oklahoma. So if you guys are by there, definitely give them a stop by and check them out. And we're just gonna mix this with some strawberry lemonade. Make it nice and easy. Kind of fruity, but the video we're doing is kind of fruity, so just top that off there. And I've got my drink. I hope you have yours. Topped it off a little too much, but yeah, this is awesome. I love this. That's cool. So the episode starts off with a standoff between some random guys and one of Kane / Steven Seagal, one of his men. And his informant, which just seems to be everywhere in this show for no reason. It's so weird. And he treats him like he's a best friend, but it's a very awkward situation. So anyways, after the standoff, they don't explain anything, nothing like that, and we just move on to finding a body, which most of these shows are known for. And this is a DEA agent that was taken out overnight. Turns out she had handed some classified information over to one of Kane's guys, sort of. And yeah, she was taken out for it. So here we are. So one of the main things I noticed about this show is every time they go to an in-between scene, like a cutaway, they do the heavy music with just shots of buildings and somebody driving down the street. It's very CSI-like. I make fun of my wife because those shows, every time like something's going on that's serious, it's like super quiet, but then they're in the lab like just taking a Q-tip and dabbing it on something, then the music is like just like super heavy. Just to try to make it exciting, I guess, for the viewer. If you're a viewer, if you like CSI, you'll like this show. It's very similar in the in-between scenes, for sure.
Bottles popping like a war zone. champagne, wasting down the whole place blown. Sipping.
So from there, we cut away to a crime boss, and he's talking to one of the gentlemen that was in the standoff with Steven Seagal's men. And he's telling him, you know, they killed my nephew. I want the cop taken out, and there's one guy in prison that can lead the trail back to him, so he wants him taken out. And yeah, from there we're treated to a scene where the guy is shanking another inmate, which is the one that they want taken out. Steven Seagal walks into the prison, which nobody has ever said there's a prison at this building that they're in, but he walks in like it's at their building that they're in. Anyways, he walks in, floppy hand, fights the dude for a minute.
Ain't no peace in the urban lane. Shadows linger in the air.
And then the guy picks up the shank again and goes after Steven with it. He grabs it, flips him around, and like slits his throat. The whole time, all these other cops are just standing there looking like, yeah, that's Kane.
Ain't no peace in the urban lane. Shadows linger in the air.
Like, there's no F's given to the guy that just got ended. So it's very odd to me in that sense, but I mean, they try to cut away real quick and make it like it's no big deal. Yet he just took a guy out that he really didn't need to, if the other officers had stepped in and just stopped the fight. But whatevs. A bunch of stuff happens that doesn't really matter. And then we're treated to a scene of Steven Seagal playing the old guitar. And after that, there's a few scenes of one of the woman agents that he has working for him doing secret operative work. And she's I'll just use this hamburger because it's just as hidden as a camera she was using, and she's just sitting in her car like out the window videotaping this guy that's like clearly just standing on the street 3 feet away from her. She's like slinking down in her seat and like it's just so weird. So weird. The sheriff gets with Kane and wants him to do a babysitting run for this Hollywood guy that's trying to shoot some sort of film about the homeless encampment in an area that they're in. So basically they're having to babysit this Hollywood guy that nobody wants to babysit. And that'll come into play, sort of, not really, later. At that point, Kane meets up with the DEA agent that was ended and her partner's boss, telling him he's got a leak. He's like, no way. He's like, no, really. So anyways, he says he's going to find out who the leak is. They split up. After the DEA agent's partner checks his bank account, he's got $277,000 in there, and he's looking at his account like, holy crap. Like, he looks very stressed. At that point, there's a drive-by. He gets ended as well. And so their main suspect is taken out. To me, at that point, it's very obvious it's the DEA agent's boss who's in on this, but we'll get to that later. So the standoff at the beginning of the show comes to fruition. Mason, one of Kane's men, is driving around the Hollywood guys, and the thugs pull up from the crime boss and walk Kane, because apparently Kane is the one that killed his nephew. So at that point, they get taken hostage, tie him up. The bad guys set booby traps with bombs everywhere, text Kane and tell him to meet him there, and they all hide. And then Kane and his men or women show up, and a gunfight ensues. For half of the scene, you can't tell who's firing at who. Like, it shows somebody shooting, and then it shows somebody else shooting, but there's not really any correlation between the scene. It's just scenes of them shooting randomly.
Unleash the fury with a deadly stare. See a signal that beyond compare.
Okay, so at this point, Kane takes a couple of guys out, walks up, and he's feeling around the window for tripwires, because he just is smart enough to know that there's tripwires with bombs. Feels one, cuts the wire, which I would assume would set off the bomb, but I'm not an expert, so whatever. Anyways, he cuts the tripwire, sets Mason free, which for the whole time he's been held hostage seems like a really sad little bitch. And after he gets set free, he immediately pulls out an inhaler and starts, "Nobody said you had asthma this whole time. We just thought you were being a whiny bitch." So it's very awkward that they didn't include that earlier somehow. Yet they did include a scene where he was like trying to call somebody and got interrupted, and like, damn it, I really wanted to tell her something. So you assume he's just being a sad little bitch because he wanted to talk to some chick. Yet here it is, he has asthma and he's about to die. Why wouldn't you? Anyways. So after he sets him free, one of the female officers gets a call from another officer that figured out, surprise, surprise, it's the DEA agent's boss. He was on the record for visiting the prisoner that took out the prisoner that the guy wanted taken out. Very simple plot. Not much else to it. Kane ends up in a slap fight with the main thug.
Tales of warriors in the alleys deep. Legacies where angels weep.
It goes to a very awkward place. Like, there's a guy in the hospital. You'll see if you watch the episode. I strongly suggest it. It is on Fandango at home, otherwise called Voodoo. VUDU. Comes into the guy in the hospital's room and tells him, "Oh, you're not a wussy, are you? Yeah, you're going to be back on the force in no time. Don't be a wussy about it. I got something I gotta go see." And the guy's like, "Who is she this time?" And another model walks in, because they're always models, or performers would be my guess. More along the lines rather than models, but yeah, we'll call them models. So another model walks in and he's like, "Man, she's stalking me." And he's like, "Another one?" He's like, "Yeah, this one's stalking me." It's every time. He's always gotta have that. That's my video for tonight. Check me out on Patreon, patreon.com/haveadrinkandpaint. Should show up with this ugly mug. It's only $1 a month. I only have one video on there right now, and the giveaway is already done for that one. But if you join, you can enter the giveaway for that one. Just comment a message somewhere that says either Joker or Nick, and you can get entered for the giveaway for that. I still have a Steven Seagal Star Wars picture. I'll be doing another one here soon, and they're all going to be going up on Patreon for giveaways. So if you guys are interested, definitely hit me up on there. Like I said, $1 a month if you guys are down with that. And we'll be doing a lot more extra content that you don't get on this main channel. It's just going to take me a minute to get started. I just started the Patreon a week or two ago, so anyways, I have enjoyed my drink out of this awesome cup that I got. Thank you again, son. Love you, bub. And I hope you guys enjoyed your drink. I am going to go finish that off and have a good night. I hope you do the same. See you next time. Have a drink of paint.
Sipping on my drink is the remedy I choose. Got that liquor in my hand, got them bottles on cruise. I'm getting faded, no time to lose. Cosmetics blurry so I can't count my views. Watching movies like a critic, man, I tell you what.